got posted to the Middle East by his company, and we lost him as a serving officer. But in the intervening years, some things have happened, and we happen to have present with us this evening two of his sons, Philip and Richard. And so I don't steal any of their thunder, I would like to introduce you to Philip, and he has a presentation to make to the regiment on behalf of his father.
First of all, on a personal note, I want to say thank you to Colonel Stewart and to all the regiment for inviting us and welcoming us here tonight. This is coming home for me on two levels. First of all, I was a member of the Toronto Scottish for a time, and it was a very formative time in my life. But perhaps even more, I was brought up, and so was my brother, on a continual stream of stories about the Toronto Scottish all through our upbringing, up to the present day. And my father, Major Tanner, sends his regrets tonight. He is really not able to be here, and I know that he's sitting at home right now imagining us gathered together. And I have just a few words from him that I'm going to read to you. Due to old age and malaise, I am represented today by my two sons, the Reverend Canon Dr. Richard Tanner, himself a former Tor Scot, and my son, Dr. Philip Tanner, who is liaison between the Royal Niagara Military Institute and the CDA in Ottawa. When I came to Canada after service with the SAS and then commissioning in the Parachute Regiment, it took the local regiment in Swift Current, the 14th Hussars, about 3 days to contact me. However, I am no tanker, and I thought that I was finished with the Army. Promotion in my civilian job took me to Weyburn. The South Saskatchewan Regiment were even faster. And though I said I am too old, they invited me to the mess that night. I really should have known. On arrival home that night, slightly the worse for wear, I had to tell my wife that I was now an officer in the South Saskatchewan Regiment. Within 2 weeks, my papers were in from the UK, and I was lieutenant in the South Saskats. Within a month, my captaincy was restored, and I embarked on a reserve career that was truly amazing. I found Canadian soldiers to be imbued with a curious determination to make their regiment the best in the whole Army. Not as rigidly disciplined as the Brits, their nonchalance still resulted in successful achievement of their objectives. I became company commander of the Weyburn Company and training officer for the regiment. After 2 years, my civilian occupation caused transfer to Ontario. The South Saskats threw a party for me. All the old soldiers in the Legion and the boys in the regiment said, "There is only one regiment for you in Toronto, the Toronto Scottish." They were our support in nearly every action of the Canadian 2nd Division. They are the best. For the next 7 years, the Tor Scots became my home from home. I rose to the rank of Major and Deputy Commanding Officer to my friend Colonel Hugh Stewart. In 1970, my civilian occupation made me an expert with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Much to my regret, I never made it to CO, but the Hodden Grey kilt has been in embassy parties around the world, from China to East Africa. My daughter became a member of the Arts Council of Ontario, working in colored glass. She is well known for her beautiful windows. And I asked her if she would make the regimental badge in colored glass. This is the result, and I have pleasure in presenting it to the Officers' Mess of the Toronto Scottish Regiment. I dedicate it to my brother officers who fell in action in World War I and II. Thank you.
Sir, it's our pleasure to present this to the regiment on behalf of our father, Major Stanley Tanner.
Thank you very much. This is outstanding, and the workmanship is of first rate. It's an outstanding piece of art. Thank you very much for this token. We'll hang it proudly in the mess. I hope that you both come back and see it often. Thank you very much for your words, and pass along to your father that we wish him all the well. And thank you very much.
Maybe the corner.
Oh yeah, gentlemen, why don't we come up here to the corner?
Take the light, go.
Work with me. Work with me. Great speed. Work with me. Work with me.
Someone already took it down. I couldn't believe it was gone.
Is your sister? It was my sister. It's fantastic.
You ought to get one for two.
Absolutely no. This is
You're right.
come on, people.
But it should stay on the back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.